Shalom, all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shem Kakadash. Double honors and praise to the Apostle Elders GMS that taught me this truth. And shalom to Yaki and that has their life daily, pushing this truth. We almost out of here. And to the Aqua, that listen and learning, a shalom. Once again, my name is Ainam with GMS Detroit Camp. And this is this is an article that I'm speaking on. Americas are being divided as the war on domestic terror expands. And I'm not going to go through the whole article because I'm going to get a strike, but I'm going to read part of it from my Chromebook. And then and America appeared to be divided and distracted to recognize that architects of the Patriot Act and the failed war on terror now have their sights set on America, on the American homeland, and it's particularly set on these Edomites and these so-called KKK members, these skinheads, these right wingers, these Proud Boys, these guys, and the first week kicked off with chaos at the Capitol in Washington. It was a protest, riot, or insurrection where were provocateurs. If so, were they NIFA, the cops, or the feds? As usual, everyone on the internet thinks they know the answer within 15 minutes. Unfortunately, it generally leads to the spreading of unfounded theories, many based on nothing but speculation and emotions. But while the public is debating over the theories and arguing the most of themselves, newly emboldened military industrial complex is eagerly anticipating the incoming Biden administration opportunity to spend the war on terrorism, domesticated terror. In the immediate aftermath of the storming the Capitol, the media responded, and the intelligence community and politicians began foaming at the mouth in excitement over the chance to push through domestic terror legislation. Michigan Representative Elissa Slotkin, also a former acting assistant Secretary of Defense and CIA analyst, said, "A post 9/11 era is over, and the single greatest national security threat is now our internal division." A threat of domestic terrorism. Salkin went on to say that she urges Biden administration to understand that the greatest threat now is internal. And she is TLAV writer Whitney Slavs responded to Slotkin's comment by reminding the audience that before Congress, Elissa Slotkin worked for the CIA and Pentagon and helped the destabilize the Middle East during the Bush and Obama administration. That she said there is essentially an open denouncement that the United States has moved from the war on foreign terror to a war on domestic terror. Federal Bureau of the FBI also reportedly released a bulletin warning that domestic extremists are planning a nationwide protest to stop Biden from being sworn in as president, according to the ABC News. The FBI is also referring to the information in recent days on the group calling for a storming the state and local and federal government courthouses and administrative buildings in an event Donald Trump is moved from office prior to the inauguration days. The group is also planning to storm government office in every state the day of the president election. Joe Biden will be inaugurated regardless of whether the state is certified electoral votes for Biden or Trump. Since the bulletin has not been publicly released, reports should be viewed as skeptically. However, it is only one of the emerging reports, articles stoking the flames of civil war and external chaos, and the fact of the matter that this is not a new attempt to demonetize the American people. It is the current effort to simply to continue the effort of label Americans as terrorists that it has been taking place since at least in the mid 1990s, following the Oklahoma City bombings. A false that was no false flag. Edomites blew that sucker up, and these efforts were expanded in future attacks of 9/11, and most readers know by now that it was Joe Biden who wrote the anti-terror legislation in the 90s, and it became the basis of the Patriot Act after 9/11. And I'm gonna stop reading that. But these Edomites, they fighting against each other. And matter of fact, I'm gonna put this up here. And these Edomites, the war on terror is pretty much a war on Edomites against Edomites. And this guy right here with the horn on the head, they say he haven't ate or anything like that, and they say he's taking a fast. He's fasting while he's protesting in jail, so he's not eating or anything. Begging Trump for a pardon. She thinks that she deserves a pardon. She's a real estate broker, and a lot of them think they're gonna get pardoned off for them breaking in there. I think we all deserve a pardon. U.S. Texas realtor, and that was her right there. They think they all need a pardon, but it ain't guaranteed you're gonna get one, because they using this as a means, as to come up against us men of great millstone and us Hebrew Israelites, because in the end all be all, they using this as control opposition. To come around and take your guns away from you, and they're going to strip you of your guns, and then they're gonna put the guns right back at you and say, "Hey, you need to come with us." It's not safe for you to be there. They're gonna take your guns from you, put you in Homeland Security detention camps, and then after that, who knows what's going to happen? But I know that it is the end game. They want to start the New World Order up, and it's going to happen regardless if you like it or not. But I got a few scriptures I want to pull out, and the first one is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, a chariot that shall come unto Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at the presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. These Edomites' hearts are melting right now. This one guy said he paid, George Soros paid him to protest. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Here we go.
Hey, so at one point, a woman sort of facetiously asked if there were any paid protesters in the house. And of course, everybody shouted no and groaned. You stood up and indicated that you are a paid protester. What did you mean by that?
Well, I meant, like we all get paid to be to you know.
No, I don't know. Please explain.
Well, it's a difficult thing to explain, but basically, anytime that you're given the opportunity to protest and somebody will pay you to do it, that's like twice as good as just doing it on your own time.
So you weren't kidding around. You actually meant that you have been paid at some point to protest?
Yeah, like
How can I get in on that?
yeah, okay, so you go to like GeorgeSoros.com and you just sign up right there. You put your name in, you put your email address, and there's an empty box there where you say how many times you're willing to protest and how much you want to get paid.
And you get a check directly from Soros.
Directly from Soros.
That's incredible.
Signed by him. He even invited me to lunch.
Does he sign it in blood?
He said if I'm willing to like gather some more friends, I can get paid like twice as much for every friend that I gather and kind of set up a pyramid scheme.
And you can get rich just based on protesting for Soros, right?
I already have, yeah. So basically, I've been organizing most of the protesting that you see in California so far, and it's all due to being paid. If I wasn't paid, I would be, like skiing. Wow,
this is unbelievable.
So hey, he did it onto his own detriment because in a minute. Hey, he's storming the Capitol, but but in a minute, he gonna come up with federal charges. Is it worth it for you to come up with federal charges for you getting paid for that bullshit? Isaiah 19:2, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And soon, these Edomites gonna fight against each other and a civil war. But they think they're gonna make America great through a civil war, and they just gonna get jacked up because America ain't never ever gonna be great again. The days where America was great was during the post-slavery days, and America is not coming back to that ever again. But it's going to come to where they issue out the market of beast microchip. It's going to be a new form of slavery where everybody's a slave. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek the idols and the charmers and them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, and they gonna a lot of these so-called Edomites, these so-called Jakes that they don't trust and believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, they gonna go to those charmers, them soothsayers, they gonna go to them witches. My last final scripture is Matthew 12:25. And Matthew 12:25, and Yahweh knew their thoughts of them and said unto them, a kingdom. Matter of fact, let's go up one scripture. This is 12. This is Matthew 12:24. But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, "This fella doth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of devils." And when Yahushua knew their thoughts, and he said unto them, a kingdom divided upon itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, his he is divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? And if by Beelzebub I cast out devils, and by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore shall they fall. Therefore they shall be your judges. Well, the last scripture don't apply, but hey, if Satan don't cast out Satan, if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And this kingdom right here is on shaky legs right now. His kingdom is faltering. So, coming soon, the end of this Edomite kingdom, the reign of the Edomites, and coming soon, the kingdom of Yahushua, and the kingdom of Israel coming real soon. So, with that said, all praises to Yahweh by Shimi Yahushai, by Shimi Kakadash, double honors and praises to the apostle elders of GMS that taught me this truth, and Shalom and Kwam Bakia.